Alright, what's up guys? So it's Dolby here today and we're going to be making a new tips for editors this time, and it's going to be about motion tracking. So what we're going to do here is go into After Effects first, and then I'm going to run it through and go into Cinema 4D, guys. So hope you enjoy. Please continue to watch and please leave a like. Thank you. Alright guys, so let's get this tutorial started. What we're going to do is start off with After Effects. And oh sorry, my girlfriend just texted me. But anyway, why do I keep saying that? I'm sorry, I keep saying a lot, and it's really pissing me off. But what we're going to do here is go to File, Import File, and we're going to import your cinematic that you created for whoever or whatever montage you want to use for. So I'm going to go back here, go into my Game Capture library. So I'm going to find Flux. Which folder was it in? I think it was in Flux Cine number 5. No, it wasn't. Let's find it. Hold on. I'm trying to find it here. I'm pretty sure it was in Flux. Alright, so here we go. So I have my cinematic for Flux, and I'm creating an OCE for him. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to drag this clip into a composition, a new composition, and we're going to start off by going up to composition, add to render queue. So basically what we're doing here is creating a JPEG sequence, and that goes into Cinema 4D later. I'll explain how to do that later in Cinema 4D. But you're gonna basically create all the frames into pictures, and that's gonna transfer from into Cinema 4D into an actual video clip. And so I created a folder for motion tracks already, and I'm gonna change the title here to Flux. Let's just change it to Flux. Hold on. Alright, so we're gonna do Flux, and yeah, so I have my folder here for motion tracks, and basically you're just gonna save all of those all of those sequences, or all those sequences or frames into a folder, and this is gonna render out now. So I'm sorry, this is gonna take a little while, but you can see here it's rendering and it's creating a bunch of pictures, and what that's doing is making all the frames into little pictures. So it's a JPEG sequence, and that's why they call it a JPEG sequence, because it'll make it easier in Cinema 4D, and I'll explain how to do that later and everything. And we're just gonna let this render out. And so right here you can see there's 690 frames, or yeah, frames, and that creates a video clip, and that's how many frames you have. So we're gonna go back up here into our composition, and we're gonna right click. So as I move over here, we're gonna right click. So I don't know what you guys do, if you guys use a Mac or anything like that, but you right click, go up here to effect, and we're gonna go find perspective. Where's perspective? There it is. Alright, so we're gonna do 3D camera tracker, and what this is gonna do is create a bunch of points, and I'll basically explain that in a little bit, because this does take a little bit of time, and it's just analyzing the background right now, making all the points, and this is just like a really long process that it's gonna take. It shouldn't take that long for you, but if it does, I'm sorry. Alright, so we'll be back with part 2. Alright, what's going on, guys? So now we're going to do the part where you're going to track and send it into Cinema 4D. So right here you can see you have a target. So after all of that scanning background stuff is done with After Effects, you're basically going to get all these points, and all these little points are tracker points. So what you can like track from here, 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 you can actually track this background here. And I'm going to go all the way down to the end of the composition where it stops, so I can actually find a point where I want it, and I'm going to track this, let's say right here. So what I'm going to do is click on it. You have to actually click it where the points are yellow, and then create a solid and a null. So when you create that solid and null in Cinema 4D, that solid and null is going to be your tracking path. So Cinema 4D reads it as a path and keeps it there, so when you put the text and stuff on it next to it, it'll actually have that complete like grid. And I'll show you in Cinema 4D what I mean with the grid. So what you're gonna do here is File, Export, and do Maxon Cinema 4D Exporter. Now I already did this stuff, I already have it saved here, so I'm gonna go here into Motion Tracks, and I have it saved right here. So I'm not going to save it again, so I'm going to quit this now. Don't save, and I'm going to go over here to Documents, go into Videos, find my paths, and open it. So Cinema 4D is going to read the file now, is going to find the paths, make the paths, have the solid and everything in there, and it's just you're gonna have to run through the course after. So you can see here now it has everything tracked, and it has 689 frames, so the same amount as your video. And what you're gonna do here is double click Material, go to Texture, Load Image. So as you're going through this, remember those JPEG sequences that you made out of your video? Yeah, well now you're going to use them. So what you're going to do here is click on the first one. You cannot click on any other ones, because then it will ruin all the frames. And if you start from 0, so you can see right here it says flux 001 0000, that's going to be like your start. So that's your first frame. So you're going to open it. You're going to press no. You can't press yes on this. It'll mess up your whole entire path. And then you click on the actual thing that you just saw there, and go to animation and calculate. So it's going to calculate all the frames that you want. So after you're done with that, you're going to go up here and you're going to create a background layer. So after you create that background layer, drop your image or material or map, whatever you want, and you're going to drag it and drop it there. So now you can see the map is actually shown here. And this is the grid that I was talking about. So this is basically like your motion track. And you're going to see in a second what I mean. And I don't know why I did that, but what I like about Cinema 4D is you can actually start at your own pace or frame. So I'm going to start at 153 just so I don't have to go back through all the frames and know where I'm going to start, because there's that extra space between it where it's just that pause. So I don't want that. And I can actually go to the end here, and wherever this stops, I can actually stop it too. So I'm going to stop it at 618. So I'm going to go over here, go to 618, and stop it right there. Okay, so now that you see this solid that you have, your purple solid, that's tracked. You can see it's tracked. So you're going to go all the way back to the top, go to MoGraph, MoText, and you can see your text is right here. So I'm going to go to coordinates and make it go down. So I'm going to make it go all the way down to 1089, I believe it was. All right. So I'm going to make it I'm going to make it go just above where that purple is. So I'm going to just bring it up a little bit, and there you go. So after you go back down to here, you can see the text was tracked. You can actually see it's not moving at all. So what I usually do is, after I made it go to this purple solid and I have it at the perfect spot, I uncheck this, because you don't want it to be rendered out and have that purple thing in the background when that's not even going to look good. So what I'm going to do here is go to Object now. I'm going to click on my MoText Object and then go to Text. So I'm going to do OCE for flux. So after I do that, I don't like how this OCE is not in the middle. So there you go. You have your text now. It's tracked and everything. And now we're going to have to do all the cool stuff to it. We're going to have to make it look good and stuff. So I'm going to actually make this larger. So this tool up here, this is called the Scale tool. And the shortcut for this is T. So if you just don't feel like clicking up here, or you don't know what to do, just press T on your keyboard and it'll automatically have it there. So I'm going to move this in the spot that I want it, and I'm going to actually, hold on. I'm going to move it up here a little bit. All right. So now that you have this, you have to pick a font, because obviously that's a really boring font, and I don't want that font. So I actually have my own font that I always use, which is Hemihead. And it's a really nice font. You should download it. It's definitely fun to use. And I'm going to move this over one more. So there you go. It's all in the middle. Now look at this. Your text looks very nice and everything, but it's still not good enough. So when you render it out here, you can actually see it's just boring. It's literally like a boring text just in the middle of everything. So now, to make it look really, really cool, you're going to go here into caps. You're going to go to Start, Fill It Cap, and go to the End, Fill It Cap. So what this does is have a nice like little, now it has like nice little bumps on it. You can see here it like rounds the text and everything. So it really makes it pop out a lot more. But now the color, you gotta load the color. You always have to have color. So I would actually start by downloading a material pack if you're new to Cinema 4D, and which is really fun and nice. So I'm gonna drag what colors I want to use here, and I'm gonna do this. So sorry, my girlfriend just texted me. So basically now you can what I'm gonna do is drag two colors in. So what I can actually do now is whatever color you want to have as your like your background color, like your secondary, which you'll see what I mean in a second. You actually can go down here to selection C1, and now look at this. It has a really nice color on the fillet cap, and when you render it out, you have this nice color, and I actually really like this color because it gives it a nice pop, and it really like makes it stand out. So now you can see what I meant by it was the first color here actually becomes your like background text, and this primary color when you type in C1 will make just the first part of the text. So now you have your nice text, you have everything, and it looks really awesome. Like, it's absolutely amazing. So now what's really boring about it is it doesn't show the background. And I mean, that's really what like makes like editors stand out, is when they have the actual text match or like reflect the background. So what I'm gonna do here is go up to here and make a sphere, and that's actually gonna bring out your background. So I'm gonna drag it all the way down to 1089, which is where my text is located. Alright, so now that I have it here, now you can see it like cuts the text. So when I come down here, you can see it's actually like cutting the text. So you can see how it enters the E. So when I go back down here, I can actually create a whole like entire atmosphere out of this sphere. So what I'm going to do now is enlarge it to cover the whole entire text, and that's going to make it really cool because it's going to show the whole entire environment around the text. And so now you can see it's like inside. So what you're going to do now is go back down to your materials, and that background material that you made, you're going to drag it in here. But now when you render it out, it's just this big blob of floor, so you don't really want that. So you're going to go over here into tags. So you're going to have to click on the sphere first. Click tags, Cinema 4D tags, and compositing. So this is going to basically make this sphere really stand out. And you're going to go to cast shadows, receive shadows, and scene by camera, and turn them all off. But this is the most important thing, is compositing background. That's what's going to make your whole entire sphere reflect onto the text. And now you can see when I render it out, you can see all of the actual background on top of the text. And it's really awesome when you do that, because now it's like a whole new like environment around it, and it actually makes it look really cool. So I don't really want this to be in my view, so you just double click on one of these circles here, and it's gonna make it look red. So now look, now I can just look at the text and everything that I want, and it's gonna make it look really awesome now. But still, I mean, do you want this really regular like original style motion track? I don't really like that. I mean, it looks awesome, it still looks cool. But what I'm going to do now is actually something really awesome. And I'm going to go here into edit. Wait, no. Objects and make editable. So you can actually press that or C. You can actually just press C, and now what this does is split your text into different files. So now look, I can actually, this is an extrude NURB, so I have O, C, and E. So now I have all these cool like these really cool like I could do these really cool effects with it now. Like I can move this around now, and actually what I'm going to do here is show you how to do that. And I'm going to go to 570, and I'm going to select all of these because that's where I want everything to be, and I'm going to keyframe everything. So now when I go back into like, when that creates like a path, sorry, I need to drink of water, I'm like really, sorry, my mouth is dry. Okay, so when you create this keyframe, that basically makes it stand there. So when you make any kind of changes to it and keyframe them, there will be a different like type of there'll be a different perspective to it, and it'll actually make it like movable. So now what I'm going to do here is go back into this OCE object coordinates, and I'm going to move the Z, I'm going to move this O up, rotate it a little bit, like whatever, however I want, like rotated. And now what I'm going to do is keyframe it. So now what basically I meant before was, look at this, now it's going to move down with it, and it's going to like basically slap on right there, and you can see the path that I made doing that, and it's just going to look really, really, really awesome at the end. So there you go, it goes right back into its place. So after I do that, I can go into the C now, and I can edit the C. So now let's say I want it there and there. I can make that change too. So I'm going to keyframe that, and now look. And now that's going to move too. So basically all of these things are really, really awesome, like effects or like cool things you can do to the text. So there you go, right here, I can do that too. Keyframe that. Now look at this. This OCE is going to all come together. And so what I'm going to do here now is all of this is already keyframed. So I can go here, and let's just say I don't really want to do anything with this. I just want to like rotate it or like something. I just want to like make it like that. So I could keyframe that. I can do the O too. I can move that. Keyframe that. I can do the R now. Do some really cool things, you know. Keyframe that. And then there you go. So these are really, really awesome like pinpointers that I usually do, and it's just really fun to do because you can just make the text look a lot more cooler and stuff, and it just stands out a lot more during your edits. So let's say I just want to do that. Alright, there you go. So now look at this. Oops, I didn't keyframe any of those, did I? No, I didn't. Alright, so let's keyframe, 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 and keyframe. And why aren't any of these moving? Wow. Alright. Well, great job, David, screwing up here. Alright. So now I have to go all the way back to my original stuff. Alright. So now what you have to do is, I forgot to do this part. This is the most important part. Why did I mess this up? Alright, you have to keyframe this. So in order to do that, yeah, you have to click on all of these and keyframe them, because that's going to make it go to the same spot as before. So right here, let's just go back to here. Alright, let's just do all these cool little things again. Keyframe that. Go to the O. Keyframe that. Go to the R. Keyframe that. So now I have all these things keyframed, and it's going to make it look like really cool. So there you go. I want to do that. Keyframe that. So all of these, like I said again, it's really like an awesome little like, just, it makes the edit and text stand out a lot more than it's like, than it usually does, instead of like an original thing like normal editors do. So this just makes it stand out a lot more, and now it can make it look a lot cooler. So here we go. If we go back here, you can see it all comes together. So there you go. And that's how you motion track, and you can go up here to render. What I usually do is make preview, and then you have to manually change all of these to the frames that you did before. and then you have to change this because you want it 720, so I do 1820, or no, 1080, sorry. 1080, what? Wait, why isn't, what's 720? Jesus. Oh, 1280, there we go. 1280. Alright, sorry guys. So after you do that, it's going to be calculating preview, and that's what's going to make your edit stand out a lot more, and there you go. That's what the text is going to look like in the edit. So thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that I babbled a lot, and I'm like really tired right now. I've been working all day. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this little thing that I did for you, and there's going to be a lot more, and my next episode is going to be on how to use After Effects and how to put this into After Effects and how to make everything look really, really cool. So I hope you guys did enjoy, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and hope to see this edit soon, right? See you guys.